Ladies and gents, it's Monday, and it's time for an alternative paper review. First up to the Daily Express this morning. Rishi, Starmer will unpick Brexit and rejoin the EU by the back door. Oh, no? I mean, do they have any idea how ridiculous they sound when they come out with this stuff? Like, newspapers are supposed to report and reflect public opinion. Don't these people realise that I think it's about 65% of people now regret Brexit and actively want to reverse it. They want to rejoin the European Union. But this lot are like, well, don't vote for Starmer's Labour Party or they might try to reverse Brexit. And anyone with a brain is like, oh dear. Yeah. And if rumours are to be believed, he might even try to stabilise the economy. Oh, that bastard. Meanwhile, over to the Express's older, less attractive sister, the Daily Mail, who happily take the baton of Bellendry from the Express and push this fear factor thing even further. 10 days left to stop a disaster of a Starmer supermajority. Oh, God, I just can't. Like, it's been said before by now by people way more articulate and eloquent than I, but a supermajority is not a thing over here. A supermajority is like in a country where they have like Congress and a Senate, and then if they gain control of all of it, it makes it immeasurably easier for them to like carpet bomb legislation. But that is just not a possibility in a constitutional monarchy like we have here in the UK. Like in some countries, it's written into their constitution that if they get above like 65% of the Senate or above 70% of Congress, that opens up certain freedoms, and maybe then they could change things in the Constitution. But we don't have those thresholds either. So the whole thing is nonsense, demonstrably so. But that hasn't stopped key figures from the Tabloid Right and even top Tories from going on the news rounds and retailing this stuff out. You got people like Michael Gove, seasoned, educated Tories, going on like LBC with Nick Ferrari saying stuff like, oh, I don't think that anybody want to just hand Labour a super majority. Well, is there much risk of that, Michael? No, absolutely none whatsoever. Over to the FT now. Conservatives lose a third of their voters since just January, a survey finds. Which sort of sounds like a different story, doesn't it? But actually, it's part of the same one, right? If you put yourself in the head of a CCHQ strategist, if you consider how desperate they must be at this stage, like they've got no track record they can leverage off. Like nobody's saying, oh, think of all the successes that we've done over the last 14 years. Wouldn't you like more of that? They've got no policies, no ideas, no vision, no charisma. Like literally all they have is shopping fear to you, is scare tactics. That is why we have front pages like this. 10 days left to stop disaster of a Starmer natural supermajority. It's quite fantastical, actually. Starmer will try to reverse Brexit. That is why you should be worried, guys. But nothing is moving the dial for a very simple reason. And that reason is that all of us have lived through the last 14 years. So everything they're saying that we should be worried about with a Labour administration, the Tories have already probably been responsible for themselves. Like, it's no good saying, oh, if Labour get in, they'll bankrupt the country. You already bankrupted the country! Oh, if Labour get in, they'll take your house. About 1 million people have already lost their homes through the mortgage crisis. If Labour get in, they'll cozy up to Putin. Are you fucking joking? Meanwhile, over to the Sun, Harry Kane's Gary. Don't care. Just do not care. Over to the Star. Shirty Harry, guys. Still do not care. Finally to the Eye. Tories question Sunak's leadership as he resists calls to suspend betting scandal suspects. This is the story, the deepening tale now, that Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, at least for the time being, is refusing to actually suspend the people who we're all pretty sure have been putting bets on when the election was supposed to be. You know the story, right? Anyway, the question mark now is like, why would he not suspend these people and show that he's actually taking tough action? Like, why would he not do that? And then by proxy, like, he's giving more ammunition to Labour when they're already so far down in the polls. Like, what? Why would you do that, Rich? It's like you're trying to lose. Like, here is my theory, right, for what it's worth, is I think the Conservatives, being privy to, you know, MI5, MI6 information, I think they know how bad things are going to get in the next, like, 3 to 5 years. I think they know that we're going to run short of fossil fuels, and that's going to create all of the geopolitical conflict. I think they know how bad climate change is about to go over the bell curve. I think they know that the aging population, like the tax money, the exchequer, is basically about to cave in on itself. And they're actively trying to lose this election through the medium of reverse psychology. That is how their campaigning has delivered them losing a third of their voters since January. That's why he's refusing to show that he's taking tough action on the betting scandal lot. That's why they're dangling rejoining the EU in front of you if you vote Labour. Just a little tickle of the bollies, isn't it? Just a little lick of the tip. That's what that is. Like, this whole time, people have been like, God, this is a terrible campaign from the Tories, isn't it? Nothing is going to plan. No. I actually think it's all going perfectly to plan. Guys, that's it for this one. There was a new episode of the podcast out on Friday night. That's out to everyone now. It goes on Patreon first 2 days to those guys, but now it's out to everybody else. There'll be a new one out midweek, the midweek solo show. There's an election party on Thursday, the 4th of July. As the results come in that night in Vauxhall, if you want tickets, there's a link in the description below. And if you are a Patreon or a YouTube community backer, come and meet me. I'm doing an in-person meetup on the Saturday, that weekend. Saturday the 6th of July. See you then.